Guys, what is it going to take to get your attention? When I say I lost 165 pounds in 1 year, that is because I believe, it is of my opinion, that the low carb keto diet is what helped accelerate my weight loss. After doing my last video, it dawned on me what might be able to help some of you out there wrap your head around starting a low carb diet. So we're going to make low carb really simple for you guys today. For those of you who have been following along now for a while, you know the drill. For those of you stumbling across my channel for the first time, my name is Dave, and I was able to lose 202 pounds in less than 23 months. 165 of those pounds was lost in 1 year after starting a low-carb keto diet. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a coach. I'm not a trainer. I have no fancy titles. And on this channel, I'm simply just sharing my own personal opinions and experience. As always, guys, be sure to consult a doctor before starting any diet or exercise program. Guys, when I talk about the importance of choosing a diet, I really believe that you've got to find the one that works for you. Low carb keto is what works for me, and that's why I feel like I have to shout it at the top of my lungs. Now, I know people who have done other diets like fasting, for example, where they can eat whatever they want during their window of time that they're able to eat during the day, and that really worked well for them. I know people who have used GLP-1s, and those have helped them. I also know people who have used GLP-1s, and it did not work for them. So again, you're going to have to find the tool that works for you. For me, I really believe that the low carb diet is what helped accelerate my weight loss. Of course, everybody's going to get different outcomes, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Let me ask some of you guys out there, is this you? You go on a diet and you're eating oatmeal and you're eating salads and you're eating all this low-fat foods and everything's going along real great for about a week or two. And then all of a sudden you fall off the wagon. You go out to eat that one time to fast food, and the next thing you know, you're eating fast food and going out to eat for the next 3 months. And then you're back on your healthy diet and you're eating oatmeal and you're eating salads and you're eating low-fat foods and everything's going along really good, and then it all happens again. I know, I was like that. I was stuck in that vicious cycle. And that's why I want to explain to you in this video an easy way to start a low carb diet. Now, there's going to be plenty of people out there that are going to say, don't listen to Dave because he's telling you not a healthy way to do things. That may be true, you guys, but this is a way to get started. And I'm more talking to those of you out there who are really in a tough spot. Those of you that have a significant amount of weight, those of you who feel trapped, those of you who are looking for a lifeline. That's the kind of person I'm looking for right now. It's not the guy that necessarily needs to lose like 15 or 20 pounds and you want to do keto clean. I totally get that. But for the people out there who are looking for a lifeline, that's the people I'm trying to talk to. The people like me that were very overweight. This may not be the healthiest way to start a diet, but also the vicious cycle that you've been stuck in is not healthy either. So why not give it a try? Let's start with breakfast. Let me give you a breakdown of the kinds of things I was eating for breakfast before going on a low carb diet. My go-to was breakfast burritos, you guys. I used to stop at this little local restaurant on my way to work, and I would get 2 or 3 breakfast burritos. They usually had eggs, sausage, potatoes, and cheese and green chili. Another favorite spot was Chick-fil-A because it was on my way to work, and I would usually get 2 breakfast burritos, hash browns. Breakfast burritos were my main thing, but I also partaked in breakfast sandwiches. Like I would go to McDonald's and get 2 or 3 sausage egg McMuffins with cheese, a hash brown. And typically, guys, that was the kind of thing I was eating for breakfast. I ate breakfast burritos all the time. I love breakfast burritos. Now, let me explain to you how I can still eat breakfast very similar to how I was eating prior to starting a low carb diet. Now, I can go to a restaurant, order a breakfast burrito, and make sure that I tell them I don't want the hash browns. I just want eggs, cheese, bacon, or sausage, or whatever might be in that burrito. And then once I get it, I can just take all the filling out of the tortilla and just throw away the tortilla. Or if you're at a place where they offer breakfast bowls, you could order it that way. You just make sure you're not getting the hash browns and you're not getting the tortilla. You can still have your salsa, and in some cases, you can still have the green chili. I do this breakfast all the time, you guys, because I love breakfast burritos. I could go out to a restaurant and order it that way, guys. Or what I actually like doing more is I like making it at home now because I can control the ingredients and I can control the eggs. For example, like I've said in past videos, you can actually up volume and reduce calories by using egg whites. So you can, for example, have an egg and then like 3 or 4 egg whites, scramble it together, and that's what you cook up for your egg. Then you can throw in some bacon bits, chop up some of those sausage links, sprinkle some cheese on there, and then you can have some salsa, or like I said, in some cases you can use a green chili. You just need to make sure the green chili is a low-carb green chili. Some of the green chilies I think can be a little higher in carbs because I think some people put flour in the green chili to thicken it up. Let's say you're in a jam and you got to stop at McDonald's, but you want to stick to your low-carb diet. That's easy. You can order the sausage egg McMuffins without the muffin and don't get any hash browns. You can even ask McDonald's to add an extra egg. As bad as McDonald's is, it's very easy to order low-carb there. There was plenty of times I went to McDonald's and ordered a couple sausage egg McMuffins with an extra egg, but no muffin. I was able to keep it low carb, and I absolutely did this while I was trying to lose weight. Now, you can obviously make your own breakfast sandwich at home too. I'm just letting you know how you can eat similar to what you're eating now. You just have to wrap your brain around getting rid of the carbs and the sugar. So now I'm going to break down some of my most favorite things that I would eat for lunch or dinner in a way that would be low carb. Let's say you're craving a double bacon cheeseburger. You can have that double bacon cheeseburger. Even with the lettuce, tomato, and the onion, all you have to do is get rid of the bun. And if you like ketchup, like I do, I use a sugar-free ketchup. You don't do the fries. If you have to have another side, then I would go with something like broccoli or cauliflower or peppers or jalapenos. A vegetable that's low carb. So you're going to have to Google search what vegetables are low carb to find the vegetables that you like. Let's say you're craving Mexican food, one of my favorites. Let's say you're wanting tacos or burritos. You can absolutely have everything that you would have in a taco: the beef, the cheese, the lettuce, the tomato, the salsa, the pico de gallo. You just don't use a tortilla or a corn shell. You have it in a bowl. And same thing kind of goes for a burrito. You can have everything that you normally love in a burrito: chicken, beef, shredded chicken, lettuce, tomato, onion, guacamole, sour cream. You can have all those things. You just have it in a bowl. You make sure you don't eat the tortilla. Let's say you want fajitas. That's even easier. The only thing you do there is you just don't eat the tortilla. You have everything else that goes along with your fajitas is fine. Now, I'm a big nachos lover, and that's a little bit harder because the crunch of the chip is just so difficult to replace. But obviously, you can have all the things that you normally would have on your nachos just in a bowl. Now, if you can find these protein chips right here made by Wild, I've only been able to find them at my local Kroger grocery store. And what I love about these is they keep the crunchiness. I've tried using pork rinds and I've tried other protein chips with nachos and they get soggy. So that's why I like these, is they tend to stay a little more crispy than some of the others. Let's say you're craving spaghetti. There's a couple things you can do here. Like I've talked about in previous videos, you can use spaghetti squash instead of spaghetti noodles. However, what I like to do, and a shout out to a fellow subscriber likes to do, we like to put the spaghetti sauce over a burger patty. I know that sounds weird, but it's good and it totally works when you're having that spaghetti craving. Let's say you're craving pizza. Again, you can get a pizza and then just scrape the toppings off the bread and just eat the pizza toppings. Or another option would be to go get a low-carb tortilla and build a pizza using the low-carb tortilla. My absolute favorite substitute for pizza is actually my low-carb lasagna recipe that I created. Link to that video will be right here. However, I do like doing a chicken crust pizza as well. So that is another option that you have, and I will be making a video on how I make my chicken crust pizzas. Let's say you're craving a Philly sandwich. You can have everything on that Philly sandwich except for the bread. You just put it in a bowl. Now, there are keto bread substitutes that you can go get if you really need the bread. I personally try to stay away from the tortillas and the breads as much as possible because in my mind, it's just adding calories. Like, I've gotten so used to eating burgers without bread, I prefer them that way now. Same thing with breakfast burritos. I prefer them without the tortilla, and I'm also not eating those extra calories. Obviously, grilled steak, grilled chicken are all on the menu, guys. You just have to find a low-carb side to go with it if you want a side. Sometimes I just have a little bit more steak and a little bit more chicken. Or you could actually do grilled shrimp as a side. Lots of protein and all low carb. After starting a low carb diet, I have been trying to look for other ways to cook meat, and so I have slowly gotten some experience using a smoker. You can can absolutely eat smoked ribs on a low carb diet. Just make sure you're using a zero sugar or sugar-free barbecue sauce. Same thing goes with a smoked pork butt, a smoked brisket, a smoked roast. All those things are on the table. Just make sure whatever type of rub you're using is low carb, which most of them are, or if you're going to use a barbecue sauce, use a zero sugar barbecue sauce. There's plenty of options, guys, and if you're a meat lover, this is the diet for you. Are there healthier ways to start this diet? Yes, and if you want to learn those things, go watch this YouTube channel. Thomas's videos will show you all the science behind the low carb keto diet and the healthiest way to do this diet. But if you've been struggling for a long time and you have a lot of weight to lose and you've been eating bad for a long time, this could be an option for you to start the low carb diet that's easy, a way that you can wrap your head around it. You can still eat a lot of the food you like. You just get rid of the carbs. You just get rid of the sugar. Like, I'm definitely not promoting that you do an unhealthy keto diet. I'm just saying that this might be a way to get started. And by all means, once you get started and it's clicking for you and it's working, definitely make it as healthy as you want to make it. Like I said, guys, if you can get used to the low carb diet, I really think it can be a game changer for some of you out there who are struggling right now trying to figure out a good diet, especially if you're a meat guy. This is almost the perfect diet for you, unless you want to go carnivore. But I just love my dipping sauces too much, and I love ketchup and I love barbecue sauces too much to go full carnivore. Guys, if you think you know somebody out there that needs to hear my message, please share this video. I really want to help people, and I'm really trying to grow the channel and just reach more people who were kind of stuck like I am. I'm just a regular guy, and this is how I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to share my experience. So be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to hit that like button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.